Hey everyone, welcome to Paint with Rick. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm gonna paint on a black canvas. I did this the other day and it came out awesome. This is a good way for a beginner to start oil painting. Okay, I'm gonna do a landscape on here, and we're gonna use white underneath, and you'll see how the paint mixes together. So it's kind of cool doing it on black. A white canvas, you don't see all the magic happen, but this is going to be cool. I'm going to start with, if you're first tuning in, I use these bristle brushes, and I use linseed oil. I'll just dip it in and get it a little wet, and then get my paint, and then start spreading it on the canvas. My technique's easy. We're going to try and paint a landscape without being too perfect. We want it to look loose. So let's get started. This oil painting, and I'm going to start with titanium white. I'm going to do the sky first. I'll kind of show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a mountain in here. I'll just do a quick sketch. Then I'll probably have some trees coming around like this, so it looks like they're coming from the distance here, coming forward. And we'll have a little land down here somewhere with some cool trees. So let's put some white up into the sky here, and this will be our underpaint. We're going to put colors on top of this white, and it's going to mix. You don't have to be perfect with the white. Just dip your brush into linseed oil and get a little titanium white on it and throw it up on the canvas. You don't even have to hit every spot. When we start throwing the colors up, that's when the magic happens. So there's that. We'll put a little white down under our mountains so we got something to paint on. All right, so now with the same brush, just wipe it off with a paper towel. Now I'm going to grab some blue. I just have a couple blues here. Ultramarine blue. I'll show you my palette real quick. Ultramarine blue. I got a phthalo blue. This blue is a light blue I'm going to use for the mountains. I just spread my oil paint out so when I can grab it with my brush easier. Okay. I've already got it all mixed up the way I want. So let's grab some blue. And you don't even have to dip into the linseed oil anymore because we got white up here. So grab some blue. I'm going to do the corners first because I like the corners to be pretty dark. Okay. And just take some blue and mix it in there with the white. Just like that. I'm going to grab some different blue here, different blue color. We'll get a whole bunch of different colors going in the sky. And you don't have to put the blue everywhere. You can leave some white spots in there because they'll end up looking like clouds, okay? There's some blue. I'm going to try a little gray in here as well. But see how that's mixing really nicely with the white? It's already looking like a sky. And just come up here and move it around in the white. Experiment. Leave some parts dark like that. I'm going to try, I got a little bit of gray. Let's try a little gray up in here. Mix it in there. Not too much gray. There we go. Doesn't that look cool already? Looks like a cool sky. Now if you're new, I usually have a brush that I designate as a blending brush. So now I usually blend the dark areas first, the parts that are darker. Blend that in first, very lightly, so you don't lose that dark color. Blend those spots first, and then go to the next color that's lighter than that one, and then finally get to the light spots. Just barely blend it, okay? Very lightly. All right, there's our sky. It's ready for some clouds. You see how this spot here already in the middle, that's white, looks like it could be some clouds already. So that's a good trick. I'm going to use a small 1/2 inch. We call these chip brushes or bristle brushes, okay? You could get them at Michael's or a hardware store, but they're perfect for oil painting. I'm going to use white for my clouds, okay? And then we can darken them up as we need them. But I'm going to try and show you a cool way to make clouds by just pressing in. So my mountain's going to be here. I like to have smaller clouds down at the bottom near the mountain. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is like pretend this is the top of the clouds, okay? Let's get some more paint. Just like these are the top parts of the cloud. And we're going to end up, I'm going to end up pulling them down to make them look fuller, okay? Once I get all the paint that I want up there, I'm going to pull it down to shape the clouds. There we go. I'm going to, let's see, do a big cloud coming across the back here. I'm just stamping that in. That's what this is called, stamping in your color. Okay? The more paint you put on it, the whiter it'll be. And the further you go with the brush, it's going to get lighter. So you can just keep adding more white if you want it to look darker. I like that so far. Let's put like a cool small one in here. More clouds the better. All right, there we go. So that's easy. Anybody could do that. Now watch what happens when I start stamping these clouds out. It's going to really make these look like clouds. Right now they don't look like clouds. But what I'm going to do is at the very bottom of the cloud with my brush, I'm going to start mixing it into the color underneath. We have a layer of white and blue and gray, and we want this cloud to mix with those colors underneath. But just do the bottom part of it. Don't hit the top part of the cloud. See how I just made that cloud a lot bigger? Same thing here, just at the bottom. Just tap at the bottom of the cloud. Wipe your brush occasionally to take off any excess paint. Just like this. Tap it at the bottom. Stamp it in there. I want this cloud to be a little smaller here, so I'm not going to stamp it anymore. So that's just it. This is how easy it is to do clouds with this technique. It's so cool. The more you stamp it, the bigger the cloud gets. So watch this cloud here. I'm going to actually stamp it down to where it fills this whole area in. So I'll start here. Stamp the bottom out. Keep coming down lower. I want it to mix with the color underneath. can leave the top white. Look at that. Let's see how it's looking in the frame. Wow, that is amazing. I'm going to do the rest of the clouds real quick, and I hope you guys have fun with this technique. I think you'll really like it. You'll never have shitty clouds in your painting again. This is an awesome way to make clouds. I think anybody can do it, even a beginner. So see how it's mixing with the blue? Just like that. That's all I'm going to do on that one. I like the way this looks over here. We got this blue and blue. It adds contrast. So, and even in here we got blue. So that's all I'm going to do. Now on the very top of my clouds, I want it to be a finished edge. So I'm going to come in here and lightly stamp some of the spots and make sure they have a nice finish edge on them. Okay, you don't have to do all of them, just where it looks like the paint didn't stamp in good enough. But leave that white. The lighter you do it, the white will remain on top. That's what we want, or I want the white to stay at the very top, so the cloud looks like it has dimension. Okay, I kind of like this look. There's another trick I guess I can show you on one cloud, but these are already taking on some different colors of their own, because we put a little gray here, remember? So this cloud's taking on a grayish look. This one's more bluish, gray here, more bluish here, bluish here. The cloud takes on whatever color's underneath it, so I'm going to leave it. But if you had it was all white and blue, you